Fezzi took us all out for a dinner last night. We all decided to go out. And I said, Fezzi, you want me to get this? You want to get it? Because we're going to go back and forth when we take the boys out. Last night was Fezzi's night. Took us out to a wonderful restaurant, Fez.
Smith & Walensky on 49th Street and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan.
It's a very old steakhouse. One of the oldest ever. It's like 115, 120 years old. And it's one of those days that one of those places where probably women weren't allowed even in there to 1985. It's just guys and meat. And so we ordered these steaks, and we ended up having a great time. The bill comes for Fez, and I see him. He's putting it on his credit card, and I see that he's a little confused, but he signs it, and the guy takes a check. All of a sudden, this old waiter comes back, because our waiters are like 90 years old. Grabs Fez, shakes his hand. Thank you, sir. And I see Fez looks puzzled. Earl, Dave, and I crack up because we realized Mr. No Math has probably overtipped.
I have zero math skills whatsoever. I cannot do simple, stupid division and multiplication, any of it. And yes, the guy got too big of a tip for the bill. Way too big.
Well, what happened and that made you upset. You were having the time of your life. You didn't even mind the tip. But then what made you upset? That he was happy?
It made me upset that I had overtipped and that he came over and made a scene about it, practically hugging me in front of everybody. That was embarrassing.
And that made us crack up because you looked shocked and upset with it.
At one point, I saw all the other waiters in the restaurant huddled across the room, laughing and pointing at Fez, as if there he is, there's the guy who way overtipped.
Rob, you're in front of Fez.
Hey, buddies. Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Quit lying to us, man. Fez didn't pay for a dinner.
No, he did. We've gotten into a thing this year that, Fez, you're going to grab the checks. For the first, 1,000, 2,000 meals of our life, Fez wouldn't touch a check. And now that, me and him are partners, you got to grab the check half the time. It's a legitimate thing to do. And when we take the boys out, they don't ever grab the check because we make more money than them. So last night was great. Everybody gets a big steak. The steaks were so good, Earl and I didn't even order desserts with it. Dave actually forced himself to eat dessert. And I'm not kidding about this. After some really deep breathing.
Yeah, he moaned all through his meal.
He suffered the end of a steak because it was one of those steaks that was hanging like a fucking cowboy steak. It was just hanging off of his plate.
Yeah, I had to do actual breathing exercises to get that chocolate mousse down. I thought that was going to come up.
By the way, you could have what a childish fucking thing to order. Chocolate mousse cake and a glass of milk to end your meal.
What do you mean?
It's like taking an 8-year-old out.
I was shocked that they had milk there.
I was shocked they had mousse cake. He's eating mousse and you're eating mousse. You guys go for the cheapest fucking angles you possibly can. But all in all, a good time. So when we get outside, I'm still cracking up over this, and Fez is still pissed. Here's what happened. So we sit down, and for the four of us, the meal comes to $315. Fezzi throws on an $85 tip.
Oh, my God!
I totally did the math wrong. I was trying to do a 20% tip, and I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know whether I thought the meal was like $400 or something. I think that's what it was in my mind.
Did you go home and start to try to work it out with a tip calculator?
I tried, yeah.
Because for you to even start to figure out percentages now completely is outside of your gimmick.
And I was so pissed the rest of the night, and I'm just thinking, I should go back in there and ask the manager if I can have this back and correct a mistake.
No, you were doing it at the table. You were doing like with your fingers. You were doing the multiplication.
Just in the air, yeah. My imaginary chalkboard.
And now let me also point this out. For the $85, all the guy did is bring us 4 plates. We did not have great service. It's not like one of those over-the-top service nights. The guy fucking barely knew who we were until he saw the 85. And then he's like, anytime you fellas like to stop back, don't even worry about reservations. As for me.
Plus, if there's a girl I can get you, or a Broadway show, the guy was going to treat us like celebrities now.
What does he know? The guy's 90 years old. There was no place there's no fucking woman he could get us whose pussy was fucking not dry as dust.
I should probably get half back from you.
From me?
Yes.
For what?
Well, like you just said, we're
How was
partners.
your night?
We were partners.
Next lunch is on me. If you want, I'll take us out right now to the hot dog cart.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll give 100% tip. 2 dogs and a Coke.
You don't even have to tip those guys.
2 dogs. Well, of course you do. They're standing outside in the cold. You got to take care of them. And then, believe me when I tell you, the guy at the hot dog cart has a way worse life than that guy that you hit the 85 with last night.
I couldn't believe he was, as soon as
Were you just trying to round up? Is that it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So lucky for him, the bill didn't come to $3.91, or he would have got $9.
Plus, Fez also made that waiter's night because, remember, he admitted that he was a compulsive gambler.
Right. He comes by, the guy says, first of all, the guy sold, he comes back and shows us a picture of himself after the tip of when he was young. And he was in, like, some of those old boxing, like a John L. Sullivan boxing fucking pose, right? So, so he goes, look at this, fellas. Huh? That's me. This is a picture of me. I'm like, great. He's like, guess how old I am? I want to say 100. 79. Can you believe it? I'm like, yeah. Every fucking day of it, old guy. So he's like, I'm really retired. I work 3 days a week because I'm a compulsive gambler. And I need a little money. I like cards. I like to shoot dice. And I go play the horses every day at the OTB. That fucking 85 is gone right now.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking 85 was the first fucking race.
I mean, after just a really fun, enjoyable night, I sat there just pissed and sulking in my apartment the rest of the evening.
You were having a great time.
Yeah.
And once again, it's your social fucking phobia that you suffer from. You being pointed out in public.
Yeah.
And then that made all the three of us laugh.
Even with a good thing, even with the guy coming, when he came up to us, that old waiter, smiling, I could feel the blood running out of my face because I knew I had fucked it up.
You know, even when you're throwing money around, the guy never comes back and shakes your hand.
Yeah.
They'll go, thank you very much, it's kind. But they'll never come back and he shook your hand like you were a rube. Like you had just bought the fucking Brooklyn Bridge.
Like I had just gotten him and his family into the country or something.
Beyond everything else, what, you know how long we were in there, what? An hour and a half, 2 hours?
Hour and a half, yeah.
What did he do worth 85?
Yeah, nothing. We had to ask for everything we wanted. He brought steak knives was about it.
And, you know, I was trying to even think about this when I was fucking home, and I'm fucking telling the story. I'm on long distance, and everyone who knows Fez is cracking up.
I hate that. I really hate
Because
that.
everybody knows how tight he is. The fucking guy literally has the shortest fucking hands in partying. The fucking arms barely get out to reach a check. Sometimes he fakes a piss. He'll go and stand in the fucking bathroom when it's check time. Another time, but I've got him into a system now. Half the time you pay. It's that fucking simple.
Just give me half back for this one.
And they were all fucking cracking up knowing how cheap you are. But then I got to this. All right, it came to $3.15 the bill, right?
Yeah.
All right, the steaks were $40 a piece.
Right.
So that's $160. Well, what are fucking sides in that place? What were we paying? Fucking $90 for onion rings?
Well, the sodas, we did drink a lot of pop.
Well, pop, where are you fucking from?
No, I'm just saying.
Wisconsin?
We drank a lot of soda there.
But even that, what is it, fucking $8 a piece for a Coke?
Yeah, I think they might have ripped us off.
Yeah. At $160, half the meal was the fucking steak. Well, the steak was the fucking meal.
Right.
I mean, we barely had fucking sides. And then you guys had milk and fucking moose. What could be cheaper than moose? It's like buying air. So somehow you paid $160 for 3 sides and some moose. And as fucking, Potsy puts it, some pop.
You know, maybe the gratuity was included, and that's what made it $3.15.
I bet it is. I bet the fucking gratuity is included.
Has to be, because by your math, there's no way it can come to $3.15.
Well, the fucking steaks were between $42 and $45 a piece. That was right on the thing. So that's $160, $170. How did you get the $3.15 from that? We had 3 sides, some fucking booze, and some sodas. You probably tipped this fucking guy $120, $130.
Yeah, no wonder he was so excited. I am so pissed pissed right now. I am furious with myself. I'm furious with him for not coming over and saying, this must be some mistake.
This fucking mistake. All I did is drop all 4 plates, and it took me 45 minutes to do that. We ate an entire fucking basket of bread. We were starving.
You gave him a 2,000% tip.
I must have. And all I could think as I'm going over this again in my mind, I'm thinking, this restaurant is probably as old as Manhattan itself. This guy must have seen some decent tips in his day.
Right.
You know, Jack Dempsey went in there and tipped.
Yeah, Yogi Berra eats at that fucking place.
And I'm thinking, why is this tip so just thrilling to him?
Because, first of all, anybody who picks up an extra 85 in an hour is fucking happy with it. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. You're happy to pick up an extra 85.
I gotta find that bill, my copy of it, and see if it says gratuity included.
Oh, it's fucking framed. It's sitting up at Smith and Wall right now. They have it under the bridge and tunnel fucking idiot section.
Along with Fez's picture.
Yeah, sure.
Find this guy. Make sure he comes here every Friday.
It is going to take me a long time to get over this one. A long time.
How about I take you out for a dog race?
It's not gonna help.
My boy, man, you know what? That ends the fucking us going out to eat together.
Oh,
It's too much trouble. It's too much trouble.
Oh, man.
And that's the last time I tried to figure out a tip in my head.
Well, you should just feel good about it. We had a great time. You made an old man happy. I'm sure the fucking people at the OTB are fucking happy with the extra 85.
Try your cell phone. Most cell phones come with a calculator. You gotta be using that every single time.
Well, you want to look like an old lady trying to figure out a fucking tip.
No, I know
sitting
how
at
to
the
do
fucking table.
I know it's 20%. It's not that difficult math. I know, but Fez seems to have problems.
Here's the fucking funny part about it. What did the sides cost? They had to be at least what the fucking steaks were going for, or a couple of fucking sodas.
I know what the 2 mooses cost.
They were supposed to be $10, right?
Yeah, they were $10 a piece.
Well, the sides should have only been $10. We had 3 of them.
Right.
That's $50. They're still missing $100. And if you're telling me we had $100 worth of Cokes, well, you're out of your fucking mind.
It comes to $200. The food, sides, and dessert should come to $210. $210.
Right,
so $140 in soda is what they fucking charged you.
I'm telling you, you were probably
bottles.
right. I bet the fucking tip was already part of it.
Had to be. It's a classy joint. It had to be.
Yeah.
That makes me even more. I was so having trouble getting past this last night, and now it's even worse.
I don't know. For me, it made it the time of my life.
I hate a fuck-up like that.
And when we were leaving, every worker in the place, including the people
Was
in the
cracking
back,
up.
were beaming. Not this like, hey, thank you for coming. They
And
were just like, thank you very much. Thank you.
You know what it is? It's fucking Fez is taking a walk of shame like every guy in the place butt fucked him. Then he had to go walking out of here while everybody's sneering.
My head was spinning so bad after he came over and basically congratulated me on leaving such a great tip. I couldn't remember which way was the way out. I couldn't remember how we got in. I had to ask the old guy which way out.
Mush, you're on Fez.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron, Fez, you definitely screwed yourself. I went to a Smith & Walensky out in Vegas a couple years ago. The bill itself was $1,600, and they included a $350 gratuity for themselves on top of it already.
Yeah. They take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah, and Fez took care of them even more.
Yeah. So that's nice, Fez. You double tipped the guy. First of all, you hit him with 27% above his probably 18.
Oh, man. Why don't they tell you something like that when you go in there?
It's fucking funny.
Yeah, and no waiter.
It's on the check. If the tip is fucking included, it'll be right there on the check.
And I was so full, too, that I was just seeing stars anyway from eating so much.
Well, first of all, you had locked up and were acting like you were having a heart attack. Did you notice?
Yeah.
He was doing the my chest won't move thing. Dave is doing deep exercises. And let's face it, Earl, when's the last time you had red meat?
It has probably been about a year and a half.
Because normally we go out, he has a salad and a potato and then throws up like Paris Hilton. You are fucking timid when it comes to eating food. You're worried about your stomach.
Yeah, I got the stomach of a 5-year-old at this point. But yeah, it's been about...
You got the dick of a 5-year-old, too.
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
Mikey boy, how you doing, pal?
Hey guys, I just did all the math. Did anyone do that yet? Just figure exactly what
No.
Okay. I figured out the included tip was probably 18%, so the original bill was most likely $267.
It's about right.
So the total tip was $133, which is just under 50%.
Asshole! Asshole! What the fuck? You gave $133 fucking tip.
He